The MSA is a five-pillared approach comprising one, ensuring a government, whether it's national or county government, prioritizes an issue so that if the issue is sexual violence, for example, prioritizes that as an issue within the county and ensures that everybody is aware of that prioritization. Secondly, in response to this prioritization, the government needs to align all of its departments. We're talking about the budgetary department, we're talking about the police, we're talking about healthcare, we're talking about education. All of these different wings, all of these different departments need to align, not only to understand the issue, but to align their resources, both human resource and finances, in response of that particular issue.
We introduced the concept of multi-sectoral approach to several deputy governors and governors. Makueni is the one that, came, seriously took the concept and approached us for help to provide technical support. And since 2018, we have been, giving that support to them.
The deputy governor of Makueni was present in that particular meeting, and she asked after the questions that concerned Makueni County and wanted to respond to those questions. And this was fantastic because it gave us an opportunity to present to her the multisectoral approach and its potential to address this particular issue.
I saw an opportunity that for a long time as a county we've been looking for, because we've identified a gap of creating safe places for our children. That is something that I wanted it happen, and I wanted it really, our Department of Gender, Department of Education really get to get the methodology so that we can do all our over 3,000 4,000 primary schools, have that conversation with our schools, but being supported by Equality Now for the first few schools, so that you can our people, our officers can actually get the methodology so that we can spread it to all the stakeholders in Makueni County. So the cabinet paper is based on that, based on how do we start engaging our stakeholders, our schools, our teachers, the county government, to understand this is very important for us, first of all, to understand what our children are going through in schools, what our children are going through in their homes, so that as we start tackling the issue of creating safe place for our children, we already have facts.
It's important to note that MSA doesn't work in a vacuum. The MSA must work, or can only work, where there is a legal framework in place, where there is a law in place, where there's a policy framework in place. So with regard to Makueni, we are particularly excited because the county assembly, once the different departments, the different ministries, the different arms of government were put together in Makueni County, the county assembly picked up the baton.
MCS were very passionate in that assembly who can move this, legislate on this. We also passed a motion for the county assembly to ensure that they have pro bono lawyers in place to assist cases of sexual and gender-based violence, because these cases overstay in our law courts.
The journey began with, one, the county itself as a government prioritizing the issue of sexual violence against children as key, highlighting this issue to all the departments and bringing us on board as the fourth pillar to build capacity of the county assembly members, of the county executives, of, as it were, the civil service of the county. And so everybody was on board with regards to sexual violence against children.
A lot of our leaders were challenged in terms of understanding. For example, the whole question of helping our children understand their bodies and understand their private parts because it's an issue of patriarchy and how it actually perceives women's in particular women's sexuality. It's only now we're trying to put a budget, and even when we put a budget, it's the smallest, and yet we are talking of the leaders of tomorrow or today, and we are talking of securing the future for our children. We're talking about helping our children to really be able to start speaking out. So I thought again, planners are key in helping us mainstream children.
We are really hopeful that we are going to work with Equality Now to make Makueni a safe county. Not Makueni alone, we just want to be a model county, a safe space for our children, and people will learn from this county, and all this will be translated globally.